Welcome back, this is part 2 of the What It's Like to Run a Coffee Shop series. If you didn't watch part 1 yet, then click on the first link in the description. But if you watched that part already, then welcome back and let's get straight into the interview.
Is that the only strike that
No, we have a lot of strikes. You have like there has to be a manager every day there, the whole day, so you can get a strike for that. If you do advertisement, there are harder strikes and lesser strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but with some things you get 3 strikes, but with this you get 1 strike.
And is that the only one with the 1 strike?
No, you also have weapons and hard drugs.
No, it's interesting to be held accountable for things that you cannot control, right? Like, how would you know if I came in and I had a gun hidden in my pocket or my purse, for example?
A gun is in Holland even harder, but what do you think? People go out, they have 2 ecstasy pills and a bit of coke.
Okay.
But what the heck I'm gonna do? You know, you're going out, you're grown up girls, you know, you should do yourself. Do I have to tell you off like you're not allowed?
Yeah. Or do you need to search people's bags before they come in?
No,
that's
really weird. And then I search your bag, and then you're going to a festival and you have 2 ecstasy pills in your bag. What do? I have to send you. I'm not the judge. I'm not the police. You know. So what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, and
hold it while they go inside.
Exactly. You know, and if they catch me with the pills, I'm a drug dealer with a coffee shop, so I'm closed anyway.
It's so difficult.
So even I don't use it, but even if I want to use it, I'm never ever gonna take it here.
Yeah.
Or keep it in my house, because if they find it, they're gonna think I'm selling this as well, even if I was only using it for my own pleasure, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to a party, you know. But no, these are the things you get. If I and it's good, you know. If I get caught drunk and drive, they close my business. Because I'm not. You have to have a certain moral standard. It's even in my it's not the permit, but even in the letter of conduct that I have to keep a high moral standard and blah blah blah. So I once asked them, "What do? I eat yogurt every day. I do yoga." So what do you mean? You know?
Yeah.
But that's it. And
so you are being held to a higher moral degree than other business owners or other people.
Yeah.
Just because of the type of business that
type of business, and I can understand because there's been a lot of shit with coffee shops going on, you know, and there's a lot of criminality going on, and we have 600 and something coffee shops in Holland, and probably like with the butchers and the judges and the police and the lawyers and the teacher, 10% is, you know, from all these things. Of course, you know, you have bad doctors, you have bad butchers, bad bakers, bad Chinese food where you get stomach, you know. So there's always be a bad. The one thing is for the newspaper it's nice, you know. A bad butcher is not so exciting, but the bad coffee shop who does also do cocaine or shoots or whatever, it's more news, you know. And so you get this image. But I know a lot of coffee shops. There are like normal people, like you know. If you work as a street cleaner, you have this money and this stress. If you work as a teacher, you have this money and this stress. If you work as a police, you have this money and this stress. And if you work as a coffee shop, you have this money and you have this stress. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
And you know, with politicians, they have the stress. You get your stress. Everybody gets stress, and you always get more stress than you get paid for. Everybody. Even you.
Sounds like we all need a raise.
Exactly. Always. No, but that's it. That's it. You always. I like the saying, like, look for a job that you like so much that it isn't working anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I know a few, but you don't get paid. You know, sitting watching Netflix all day, you're stoned. Maybe you get. No, but it's hard. You always have to give something for your job. It's the way it is. You know. You never get one-on-one. So you get your job and then you know, it's always give a little bit more for your job because your boss or you want to get promotion or you get more money. It's always like that, and that's life, you know. So for us it's also been like that. And the only thing is I wish it was all legal. You know, I wish I could sit here and say, wait one moment, order I do my drinks on my phone like this, and tomorrow they bring it. I would love that. No stashes, no criminal thingies.
Did you were mentioning earlier about the union of coffee shop owners? Do you guys have a say in, like, if the politicians were talking about bringing in like a new law or something, do you guys have a voice in that?
Yeah,
Can you share more of the practical implications?
No, not really. We have a voice on paper. We have a voice because the mayor had to do it for the city council, and they think we talk a lot with the city, but it is like, is it allowed to have her name on the rolling paper? It's like minor things. We cannot have any influence. We had already a lot of plans. I already made a plan a couple of years ago about how you could legalize it easily, in Holland, and to make it more sustainable and more normal. But they don't want it. I wanted to decriminalize the marijuana, but they keep me as a criminal. I never ever did have any record in my life except what I told you, that I get caught with the stuff for here.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Maybe some speed tickets, but who's not? But I never ever did anything wrong in my life except for that. So I was always proud that I was the only but every coffee shop owner get caught one time. So that's really because
after you were arrested, did you get your stuff back?
No, of course not. That's the shitty thing. If I had it in money, I get it back. But because it's illegal good, they destroy it, and I cannot deduct it from my taxes. So it's like gone.
So that's a real punishment. I mean, like,
yeah, that's the real punishment.
Yeah.
No, but it's stupid. Holland. We used to have the first coke factory of the world.
What do you mean coke factory?
Cocaine. Really?
There was a factory
in Amsterdam in 1920. We had the first coke factory. Man, Holland is the most drug dealer ever. You think we got rich of pepper and stick with opium. Opium. No, opium. We had opium. We put opium houses everywhere around the world, so the people will work for us almost for free. We made people addicted. Holland is good at it. That's really like that. The golden age, our golden age, was built on slaves and opium, not on pepper and salt. It's like not like that.
That's fascinating. Wow.
Yeah. So Holland is always into the drugs, but we're like the preacher and the salesman.
But both, yeah.
The salesman does everything in Holland.
Yeah.
We don't give any. We have Shell. We have a couple of those. We don't care. But the preacher says we have to take care of everybody. So it's always like that in Holland, and they always try to balance it.
Yeah.
It's impossible, but we do it already for hundreds of years.
Let's talk a little bit about what would happen if you wanted to sell your business. So maybe you want to retire,
I wish.
Yeah, you want to have your pension and forget about all of this and all this stress. How would that look like?
Well, in the fortunate case that somebody got a big bag of money with him, then he could buy it. And that's not because I don't want to sell it to him, but you don't get any loans at the bank for it. The bank will definitely not loan you the money, even if you can prove that it's a profitable business and you're in the black figures and you name it. So they won't lend you any money. So the person who comes and who got the money on the bank from himself, he can buy it. But then before he buys it, he has to go to the whole bebop thing again. Yeah. So he has to tell where his money come from. He has to tell why he has to invest it. He has to, there's all these things, all these layers of things are put on, and then you can buy it. But that's if you have a big business. To be honest, if I have the money to buy this business, I wouldn't buy it. I would stay home, watch Netflix all day.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So it's very so the person that's going to get this business eventually when you retire is going to have to be able to have cash from a legal source. So
exactly,
and they can show where that came from before they can actually buy it.
Yeah. So if you work for me here, you can get your paycheck and everything is so you can buy a house. If I want to buy a house, I'm not allowed because they say you have a coffee shop. So you can buy a house, you work for me in the same coffee shop, but because I'm the owner, I cannot buy it.
So you cannot get a mortgage to buy a house?
No. If I want a mortgage for my house, I just make myself an employer. I get the mortgage and then I come back on the owner again.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really have to love the business. It sounds like to.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be in
Well,
business.
that's what I already said. Is if I tell you all at once, it looks like a lot, but you grow in it.
Yeah, of course.
You really grow in it, and you get used to it. It's like you got professional deformation. You get. It's like you don't look strange if you see a camera anymore because you're busy with the camera thing. But and for me, same with the coffee shop rules. I get busy with the rules.
Yeah.
So every year there's a rules change, this, and then you get a whole package of rules. And if I tell you then, you're like, oh my god, it's a lot, but it's okay. It's how do you say that? You just go with the flow.
Okay, well let's imagine
I
that
like to
somebody
imagine.
that is able to make some changes is watching this video.
Yeah.
What changes would you like to see as a coffee shop owner, and what improvements do you think?
I think the only thing they have to change is legalize it.
Yeah, like fully legalized.
Fully legalize it, and then work with permit systems
for who? Because there's a chain here, right? So if they legalize from the coffee shop, then they have to legalize the growers,
just everything.
right?
Everything.
Legalize growing as well. By the way, isn't it legal in the Netherlands that individuals
No, that's everybody
can
who think.
have?
No,
I thought it was 5
it's like this.
plants.
Yeah, but if they come, they have to take
Sorry,
it.
not legal, but it's
No, if they come, the police, they have to take it. They
your
have
5
to
plants.
because it's illegal. Yeah, it's the same like they did with my stock, with my stash. It's in the books. I sell it legally.
Oh.
I can prove that I bought it legally. Well, paid with legally earned money, but because it's illegal, they have to take it and burn it. It's the same with your plants.
Huh. Tell me, how about banking? How is that the same for you as it is for the cafe across the street?
No, we are already in business for 30 years. So we had our, every year I have to go there, every year I have to explain everything again and again. They call it UBO-verklaring, ultimate beneficiary something.
Okay.
I have to go there.
To the bank?
Yeah, to the bank.
Yeah.
And then you have to explain the system, you have to explain how the money goes, they know it already. So we're already 30 years with the bank. But it was at the time that the Rabobank had small branches and they were all, how do you call it?
Like independent?
Yeah, independent. So we had the one in Zoutmanstraat, and we could go there along with this woman, and she knew we're not criminals, we just do the coffee shop.
Yeah.
So we're already there, and then we get PIN eventually. PIN, wow, that was not done. We couldn't get PIN. I said, why not? Because everybody wanted to pay with PIN.
Yeah.
Now we had to fight about that, and then I said, well, I can prove to you guys that if you give me PIN, it's even more clear how do I get my money in than if I don't have PIN, because I have to go to the bank and make a deposit there with the money. I could stack a lot of money extra. If they have PIN, the PIN is the PIN. The PIN cannot lie.
Yeah.
You PIN it. I'm not involved in it. It's like the bank to my bank, so the PIN cannot lie.
Yeah.
So eventually we get the PIN, and now I found a way. But for years I was busy getting credit cards. They wouldn't give me people could pay with credit cards. And a lot of people from the States, they pay with credit cards like normal. Here it's not normal, but because we don't want to pay extra for them, so, we don't use credit cards. That's why we invented Ideal and PIN.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. So now I found out if I do it with another company, I get a mobile PIN and I can do credit cards as well. But it took years. And it's like my own bank. They know how I make my money. I already for 13 years there. I put always money on the bank. I never have debts or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And now we have to pay for the money on the bank. It's like ridiculous.
Just the coffee shop owners?
Yeah, they started with us.
A special tax or fees or something?
They said negative interest.
Oh, negative. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
And they started with us.
To encourage you to spend your money.
To what?
Which you cannot spend because you're.
And that's also like I own this building. I have my ex has her house. I have my house. I cannot buy more houses because then I come in a special thingy.
Oh, category.
Yeah, and it's not allowed if you have a coffee shop to have more than 3 houses. Like okay.
So what? A yacht, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not a yacht man. I have a bike, I have a car, I have a watch, I have a television. I'm done. It's like this is it.
A simple man.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any. I don't gamble. I have no expensive hobbies, so, you know. So.
All right.
So that's a shitty thing. So we're always stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
These are all the things are bad because they expect you fiddle a bit along the line. That's the reason why they do it. So the frustrating thing is if you don't fiddle along the lines, you're always into the rules and you always pay the most and get the most taxes out of it. But nowadays there are more and more shop holders. They don't fiddle along the lines because you get a headache from that. You know, it's like
you just want to do it.
Yeah, and if you fiddle along the lines and they find out, then pop, you're closed.
And you lose everything.
You lose everything. So why should you fiddle along the lines? So stop thinking we're fiddling along the lines and just give us a normal treatment. Because it wouldn't change for me, and I know 10 other coffee shops, it wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
Not on income, you know, on profits, nothing. Just do it. You know, for us it's okay. I don't want to, before 20 years, 25 years, people get paid, you know, black, and they sell a kilo and they say a half kilo. But it's not possible anymore. We have computerized everything. Beep, beep, beep. I cannot steal a gram for myself if I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, so what's the problem?
Yeah.
You know, just change it. Just make us legal. You know, when when the kids go on sport or something, I never tell instantly. Yeah, people know me now, of course, but I never tell what I do because there's still like a
stigma.
Yeah, a sort of stigma on it. You know, I'm a drug dealer.
Yeah,
that's strange. I moved out. My wife, we separated. I go to another house. I bought it there, and then in the meeting from the house owners there, from the whole block, I get it later, and it was like, yeah, there's a drugs dealer coming to live in our street. And at first I'm like, okay, which one? And I'm like, oh, it's me. This is fucking me. Yeah, really. I thought like a drugs dealer.
Do I know him?
Yeah. Like, but it was me. You know, and now they found out after a couple of years, you know, I'm just normal. I don't do business in my house, you know. It's my kids are coming there. So I have my own castle here, so I do everything here.
Yeah.
Why should I go?
Wow.
But you always have this stigma. I was a trainer for 4 years on my kids' soccer team, and then I got caught with the stage.
Yeah.
And then I didn't. They renew the bewijs van goed gedrag. It's like a permit of good conduct.
Yeah.
And they renew it every year. And then the guy, the chairman, came to me. He's like, I don't get your renewal. I'm like, yeah, I know how it comes, you know. And I explained to him. He knows I'm. Because in the beginning they asked, do you want to advertise here? I'm like, no. Like, why not? I said, it's not allowed. I just give you money for the shirts. It's okay, you know. I don't put my name somewhere because we get problems. And now in Haarlem, north of Holland, there are some clubs who got problems because they got the coffee shop on their name. Yeah, it's like.
Well, I mean, at first it's advertising, and then it's advertising to children.
Exactly.
It's like doubly bad, right?
No, but so this, and then he understands it's like it's me, and I'm not gonna sell the drugs on the field to the kids. Yeah. You know, like then they don't never win if they're stoned.
You will never be an individual anymore. It's always you, Cremers.
Yeah.
That goes hand in hand because I can be me as a private person, or I can be me, the YouTuber. Yeah. So like there's
I'm always.
You will never be able to.
This weekend, a guy passed out. He fell with his head on the wall, so he had to cut a cut. So my employees go to EHBO, you know, first aid course, and they know they're not allowed to move him.
Yeah.
You know, you never know, neck broken, whatever. We call the ambulance, so we're waiting. The guy's laying, so we're keeping a little bit. People just step over. He was just in front of the toilet, you know.
Oh,
people have to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Just step over him. The guy was okay. He was there, you know. He wasn't out. So just stay there till the ambulance comes.
Yeah.
2 guys with the police come. The first they come in like this, boing. I'm like, I thought first it was like, who's that now? Okay, you're the police. Okay, I'm like, yeah, no, shut up, he says. I'm like, please behave, you know. You're the owner. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you have to. I'm like, be cool, man. It's like the guy's already here for half hour on the floor. Yeah. We're not gonna fuck around, you know. If we keep him already in half hour on the floor, we're not tending to do something, you know. Keep away. Then the customers. They said, man, be relaxed. And he's like, you shut the fuck up, everybody.
So
and
they
then
already come in with an attitude.
Immediately. And then he outside, he said, yeah, and I'm gonna tell the Horeca police, you know, you behave like this. Like I said, okay, you tell him. I didn't do anything wrong. You know, I just said to you, like, be cool. You're just getting too stressed, you know, and it's not necessary. We're already taking care of this guy. We called the ambulance.
Yeah.
You know, we wanted to help this guy.
Yeah.
We just couldn't put him outside on the floor and just leave him there. You know, it was also a possibility. But, you know, and then it's always like threatening, you know, like, yeah, I'm going to tell them. You get a cross next to your name, and, you know, if you have 3 crosses, you get a problem. You know, so I was like, everything gets recorded. So I'm always like, okay, you can hear say what I say, I don't say anything. You see me also do like this, okay. He was really like, ah. I'm like, go away, man. Like, I could be your father, but go away. You know, he's like, yeah, not a big mouth to me. I'm like, and then I said, okay, and then the customers start to protect me, you know, because I wasn't doing anything wrong, but I was already like, okay, leave it, you know, take the guy and go away.
Just get out.
And then he literally took the guy from the floor. And we were like, don't do it, because, you know, he just fall, maybe he broke his neck. He took the guy from the floor and put him outside before the ambulance came. Because he wasn't feeling any very comfortable about it, you know. Yeah. And that's always what happens when...
this has been an absolutely fascinating conversation.
Yeah, we can, if you want to know more, I mean... every Monday is a bit much, but...
but so you guys, if you have questions that we didn't cover, leave them in the comments below, and maybe if there's a lot of things, then we can do a part 2. But let's leave it on a happy note.
Yeah.
Can you tell me some good things about working here or working in this industry, or why you choose to continue being here?
The most number one thing about Cremer's, I think every coffee shop, is that the world is coming there. So... there are all types of people. This is happening in coffee shop. What's happening there, it's happening in the world. And the coffee shop is nice because everybody is accepting each other. They don't judge you. If I come downstairs in my dress, somebody would say nice dress, and you can sit and they talk to you. You know, it's like that, and I love it. That's the reason why I love the coffee shop, because everybody is welcome. You girls go downstairs, never been there, and you just get adopted by the guys. It's like, hi, what you doing here? And you want to smoke? No. Oh, you're just looking? Yeah. You know, it's really the world what's happening, and that's the primal thing I think about coffee shops. I like just you have everybody in your.
Gerard, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It has been eye-opening and really educative and informative.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
And if you want to know something more, just ask me, mail me.
You heard it first. Thank you so much, and you guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
Yes.